Hulk is obviously disgusting here. The Hulk and Chavez, sure. And then I can just pass and play an Infinaut. Wait, that's gotta be... Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. I have a new microphone here, so I'm hoping, it sounds good. Bear with me. I actually was testing it live at twitch.tv/homeboymaxwell. So some of the videos I'm like talking in chat and stuff like that, which is normally different from what I do. Normally I like just record the video. And I'm not streaming or anything, but this time I wanted to test the audio, and I had some people who were around who could like watch for me. So some people gave me some feedback on stuff like that. So some of these games are live on my Twitch and stuff like that. I don't really stream very frequently, but if you do want to follow my stream, that's fine. See if I ever go live. So Lockjaw was the card that appeared in my token shop. It's the first card I've bought so far. I had some interesting ones so far. I had She-Hulk, which is pool 4, here in my shop, and I think She-Hulk is very good. But I will say that She-Hulk is 3,000 tokens, and I only have 3,100. So I didn't think it was worth giving up 3 cards for one She-Hulk, even though I think She-Hulk is a really strong card. Also, when I saw Lockjaw, I was like, man, that card looks fun. And it's a dog. So, it's like, it's a double whammy. Like, what's not to love about it? Very strong effect. And so, immediately, I got to building, and I had this dog deck here. This deck is a little bit complicated. So I actually, in the videos that you'll see, I have a deck tracker. Not deck tracker, it's literally like a screenshot of the deck that I put in the video, but I think it's very useful for some of the games that you'll see. And so really, it's all about Lockjaw here. So you have a bunch of 1-drops that can feed into Lockjaw and also just have pretty powerful effects. You have, I don't know how to pronounce this card, and I'm so sorry. Okoye, which is 2 mana. It gives all cards in your deck +1 power. When you are pulling cards from your deck with Lockjaw, +1 power matters. So you kind of just like, first of all, you just have a bunch of 1-drops. So +1 power to 1-drops is generally really good because you're increasing their power by like double here and like 33% with Nightcrawler and Iceman. You also have Bishop. Bishop in the deck where you're playing a bunch of 1-drops and stuff like that. And you're like able to like even redraw them, where like some games you'll play Lockjaw, put your 1-drops in, get like, a Hulk or an Infinaut into play, and then you redraw your 1-drops. Bishop can gain a lot of power with the deck. Bishop was really good. Lockjaw, kind of the core idea of this card. The deck doesn't really work without Lockjaw, where it's just like kind of like a worse Jubilee deck, where you can do the Jubilee thing of cheating out like a 6-drop, but I don't think it's worth it. Then you have Jubilee, which is kind of just like another Lockjaw-esque effect, where you are playing a card from the bottom of your library, so you get 2 cards off of this with Lockjaw, which is really good. Or if you play Jubilee into Lockjaw, Jubilee steals a card from your deck, and then Jubilee herself shovels into the deck and becomes another card, which is really good because it basically negates all of the downside of Jubilee being a 4-cost 1-power creature. Even a 1-drop is better than her, so it's really good synergy with Lockjaw. And then you have your payoffs here at the top. You have Blue Marvel because you have all these 1-drops. I'm not sure if Blue Marvel is like the perfect card here. I think you could maybe like switch it for like Iron Man or something like that. But what I liked about Blue Marvel is when I got Blue Marvel, I knew he would have immediate impact in the game, where some of the other 5-drops that you kind of have as options aren't really like perfect 100% of the time. Like, so for instance, Devil Dinosaur, I don't think you have the cards in hand. Hobgoblin, I don't think you want Hobgoblin. Iron Man, I think, is an option I just suggested, but sometimes, like, if you just randomly get an Iron Man and you only have, like, 3 power on that tile and it's hard to, like, know how much power you're going to have to double, it can be really awkward, where I thought I didn't want to risk it. White Tiger, same deal. You might not, like, you might want the strong card there and not the weak 1 card that makes a 7 in another spot. Gamora needs, on reveal. I think Gamora could maybe be fine, so some of these cards could be fine, but I just liked the consistency that Blue Marvel had, where Blue Marvel is going to be 3 power in the lane that he's played, and then 1 power to everything else, which is very useful. And is often just more power than some of these other cards, because if you have, like, 7 other cards in play, Blue Marvel is 10 power, which is very good. And then you have your 6-drops. Chavez is amazing in these kinds of decks, because you have a 6-drop to play on the last turn of the game when you're out of cards and you want, like, a powerful threat. Hulk is just, one of the strongest cards I have. It has some of the highest stats of a card that I have, so you want Hulk. And Infinaut, same deal. Both of these cards, you just want to make sure you can hit off of the Lockjaw or the Jubilee. And that's the deck. It's interesting. It's definitely a snappable deck. You have decent snap equity. There was a lot of games that I won because I just saw I had Okoye into Lockjaw and I snapped. And what's my cubes at here? I'm at 133 and 6/10, so that's pretty good. So I was at 130 yesterday, so I'm up like 36 cubes or something like that. Not all with this deck, but you know, this deck is really good and it's a lot of fun. There is some exciting moments with the deck that I hope you will enjoy. Also, it's just cool that this is the first card I bought from the token shop and I got to make a deck out of it with nothing else required. This is the only pull 3 card you need from the deck. The rest are all pull 2 and you won't even see Lockjaw until you have all of pull 2. So it is very doable if you have a pull 3 collection. But that's the deck and I hope you guys enjoy. It's definitely like a casino deck where you're kind of just like, you have your good turns and you have your like kind of whatever turns. Maybe I probably was supposed to take a turn off at some point just for the rocks. That's a really good thing with us. Normally I would save Ant-Man, but because I want to increase my likelihood of hitting the Infinaut on turn 5, I think I have to play Ant-Man this turn. Normally I'd want like the free trigger off a Bishop, but this is worthwhile. Alright, so you can't be destroyed. That's a really good card to have in that tile. I guess it's a Lockjaw still. I was still kind of thinking about Bishop, but I can play Jubilee here next turn. I get 2 cards for my deck, and then I get to have a card be put here on turn 5, and all of my cards put here are kind of good, like are pretty good except Bishop, but I'll just play a Bishop. Kinda changes my mind a little bit. I think with Sunspot drawn, we have good hits for Jubilee here. And then we can just go Blue Marvel, Sunspot on the following turn. Or like we could go Bishop, Sunspot, middle, get a 5-drop into play. I think we kind of want to fight for the Storm tile. Alright, sweet. I think with what's going on, we're going to snap. That's a really good draw, too, because now we can go Bishop, Sunspot, Iceman, and then either of these cards here on turn 5 is awesome, right? Because we get to go... Lockjaw is going to replace them both. Then we either get a Blue Marvel or an Infinaut into play, and both of those, I think, are fantastic outcomes, so I'm not too worried about it. The doggo goes bark. Nightcrawler doesn't matter, but whatever. That's what we're looking for. They just play Sentinel there? Sure. Sure. And we get an Infinaut into play. I mean, what more can you want? I'm not that picky of a man. Okay, and then so we can go Nightcrawler here. If they Shang-Chi middle, which is always possible, it still, like, we're going to win these other lanes if they Shang-Chi. Where we can just go this, and then we add our here, we get the Blue Marble down, we get the Ant-Man trigger, these cards can't be destroyed. I think this is totally fine. We also are playing for, like, left and, we're playing for, like, every lane now, which I think is just, like, really, really hard to beat. So they do Shang-Chi, but we thought about that. We don't really care. Now we win the other 2 lanes. Yeah. The games where Lockjaw just goes like burr and shoots out like, you know, what was that? Like 36 power is pretty good, I will say. The games where Lockjaw hits the cards you want are kind of insane. So now I can go Lockjaw and then I have these 1-drops to like play with it too, which is pretty good. Ongoing effects are disabled. I am gonna snap, I think. Angela there. I mean, Angela isn't enough by herself. We're also gonna have a lot of cards on the right. But I feel like it's excessive to have too many cards there. So where we play Lockjaw is really important. We can play Lockjaw middle, but I don't want to hit the blue marble is the thing. I guess I can play Lockjaw right, and then I can Hulk one of these lanes at some point, because I can go like Lockjaw into Jubilee, 1-drop, like Bishop, 1-drop, 1-drop, and then I can win like left and right potentially. Also, like if they don't play ongoing cards here, it's not that big a deal. Stereo. I don't think the stereo is on the left. Seems a little unlikely. So I think with Sunspot drawn, I can go. Am I gonna have enough power in the middle? That's the question. I'm gonna go Bishop in the middle, and then just like 1-drop. And go. Yeah, that seems better. I can always just Hulk the left, but I think if they're gonna like move this card here, Angela's gonna be too big where I can't compete for it. Like, because Angela, if they move Nightcrawler, Angela is base 4 right now. Yeah, so 4, so it becomes 8, and I don't think I'm going to have my Bishop at 8 in this game. From there. I'm an Iceman. Infinaut. So Infinaut's kind of just enough by itself there. So I still have Chavez and Blue Marble and stuff in there. I mean, now that this is flooded, so their Sunspot can obviously grow, but so can my Bishop, where I feel like it's just like this now. Did I even bother playing right anymore? I mean, like, Infinaut has to be enough there, right? Or I could just start playing for right. Or maybe actually none of the above. Maybe I play Nightcrawler middle, so I can move Nightcrawler out if I lose this lane, and then I can try to play for left. For their own Bishop there. Blue Marble is awesome, for sure.
All systems go.
So now the question becomes, so like realistically, do I think they have Shang-Chi? They can just float and I'll win. But I don't think they're gonna just float. So they move Nightcrawler to play 1 card here. If my 1 card here is Hulk, I mean it's gonna be the biggest card. And then if they float, I win here. If they Shang-Chi here, I'll win here. I think it's safest to Hulk here, because so they play 1 more card here. This gets +2. So they're still at 12. This grows by 1. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe I'm just supposed to play for the, you know, I think I'm just supposed to play for the Shang-Chi actually. Like by going like this. And then I get 2 hits off of this, which is fine. I just don't think I can win left at this point. Fine. Like, because now if they Blue Marble themselves, they're not even winning here. Yeah, when that happens, this card gets so confused. Dude, Lockjaw actually, like, breaks the deck wide open. Oh my god. Oh, it's just enough. That was so close. That was a nail biter, dude. That was close. Jeez. I'm gonna snap. I mean, we have, I guess we have Hulk, which we don't want to draw, but the fact that we have Lockjaw in our opening hand, I feel like is reason enough to snap. Maybe they just retreat. Maybe they're just terrified off of that. I don't know. I snapped pretty early, though. Okay. 9 power monster here for each player, sure. So I haven't drawn a 1-drop, which is pretty rough, where I feel like I am going to save. I guess I can go Lockjaw into Jubilee and get 2 cards in. So I feel like I probably just actually play this since I have the Jubilee now. You can bring crime or civil in federal court. The difference between federal and state is just if federal court has jurisdiction to hear your case, it gets a bit complicated, though. Okay. Sounds like a lot of nerd noise, dude. Yeah, you like it? Okay. Yeah, give me. I've been watching a lot of Suits, so I'm basically an expert now. Dude, Suits is such a good show, by the way. I'm really liking Suits right now. Them playing Storm here is actually really bad for us because they totally like cuck us on the Lockjaw, which is kind of our whole deck here. Double the power of the next card you play. So not only do they get to double the next card they play, but they're probably gonna go. Tell me all about it, sir. I will. Don't worry. They're probably going left here, which is tough. Maybe just Jubilee into blue marble is enough to win, though. Yeah, so you can subpoena people if you have evidence. That's something I know about from Suits. I know you can. I know a subpoena is a legal thing that you're able to do. I do not know what it does, but I know it's a thing. They didn't play anything? Why didn't they play anything? They're just soaking with Sunspot? That's the plan? Soaking with Sunspot. So, if I play blue marble middle, I can play Hulk right and probably win that tile. And then if I have... Maybe it's actually blue marble here. If I'm playing blue marble, can I play blue marble on my last turn? I'm going to draw Chavez on my last turn. So they do snap. I'm definitely going to 4 here. I'm just thinking. I guess it's blue marble here, and I let them... So they do have like an Infinaut or something for sure. If they play Infinaut, though, they don't just win. Because if they play Infinaut, then I win the left. So it really becomes which tile do I think they're playing Infinaut on. Can I play around Infinaut in both? Yeah, if they play Infinaut, I can win both lanes, and it's not a huge deal, right? Like, I can go Jubilee here, for instance, Sunspot, Nightcrawler, and then if they Infinaut either lane, I think I win. I feel really good about this. I mean, and then also just soaking with Sunspot. Like, they need to soak 3 to win with Sunspot on the left now. Play middle with Hulk? I do not think it's play middle with Hulk. Because if they play Infinaut middle, I always lose to Hulk. But if I play like these other cards, I can beat different things. Yeah, they retreat. Yeah, I think I can't do math. Okay. Well, so like if you play Hulk middle there, and they play Infinaut middle, you would lose middle, but like probably win left still. Like you would still win left. But this is just safer. Like, also, there's other cards. I see it now. I just know. Okay. Like, my options are either to, like, Hulk one lane or play 2 1-drops in the other lane, but the 2 1-drops aren't that strong. So we'll save the 1-drops for Lockjaw, I think. So, not playing Lockjaw and the Onslaught Stronghold because we want to double it with Blue Marble. But we can go... Man, they snap on that. I'm going to stay in for a cube. I don't think that's that scary. Okay. I'm kind of like almost asking myself if I even want to Lockjaw. I guess I still do. It's still fine. I haven't drawn any of my 6-drops yet, so that means they're still in the deck for me to like snake out. And then so... Yeah, that's annoying. So I think we take the risk and we play bishop here. And then we can Iceman here. Bishoping here, if it sticks, that means we have a way to win in the future, potentially, because we can go blue marble here the following turn, and then last turn of the game we can go, like, Jubilee, Nightcrawler, or something like that. As long as our next two draws aren't, like, exactly Hulk. Because we're going to draw Chavez on the last turn. So I guess, I mean, with that in mind, I guess I could actually just wait on the blue marble and play the blue marble last turn of the game. That's probably a little bit better, right? It really depends if this bishop sticks, I think. Oh, this goes down for me. Sunspot is not the hit you dream of, but that's okay. So now we can play Jubilee. The cards in our deck are Okoye, Ant-Man, Hulk, and Chavez. So let's Jubilee. And then let's play an Iceman. And see what we hit. Okay, that's fine. The Hulk is awesome, obviously. That looks so weird. Do you see that? They're like stuck on top of each other. You guys see that? Game just freeze? Okay. Weird. So we add 4 here by playing blue marble. You can play this here also. Yeah, let's see it. I don't feel confident enough to snap, but I feel confident enough to stay. If they claw, I win, because I add a lot of power. Iron Man, ooh, so it's 20 I gotta beat now. Well, I win right now, and I win left. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's why the bishop was so important to live there, because like there's no way we win this game if bishop dies. But bishop just got 8 power, which was nice. I guess we can just play out the Nightcrawler. I think there's some merit to holding it, but I think it's fine to just play it out. I think we're fine with playing this here just to like have a card representing here, and then also like we still get its reveal effect, so it's not like we really lose anything. So now, I mean, we basically killed their Nightcrawler, and we're up on that exchange for sure, where we get +1 power to the cards in our deck and kill their Nightcrawler. And now our Nightcrawler could go there too, which is very useful. And we have the threat for that later. Drawn pretty bad though, which is unfortunate, I will say. So we go Ant-Man on the left, because Ant-Man's gonna lay down cards at some point. Nightcrawler's gonna go left, the middle at some point, and then because we can't have Nightcrawler in the Space Throne, it's about, I think... So, I mean, like, now we just get to kill their Swordmaster with our Nightcrawler at some point, which isn't really bad for us. So, the rest of the game, we need to think. I think Bishop would be a fine card to play here if we drew him earlier, but this turn I think it's Jubilee, then we're playing Blue Marble, and then we are going to play a Chavez. I think I'm going to snap. I think we've mapped out this turn enough where I'm confident we can win. Where I'm going Blue Marble here, the 5th turn, and then the last turn of the game we're moving Nightcrawler here to kill their Swordmaster. And then there's, I don't think they can win with the Sword Master. Because we're going to go Chavez last turn of the game here. Okay, that's really good. And now we already snapped, so we're already locked in our cubes, which is good. So we're going to go Blue Marvel here again. Last turn of the game, Nightcrawler's going left. So that way we're going to tie that tile. And then I think Chavez being at 11 power is going to be enough to win the right. Where now they need to like discard an Apocalypse this turn if they want to beat that card. Which they do not do. So they're locked in on the left. We draw this. We get to blow up the middle. We get to play Chavez here. And then I think this is like for sure a win. Keep in mind there's going to be 11 because of Blue Marble. Yeah. That's a good game. I will say 133 is quite good.
I see your turn 5 before you, like...
Sunspot is like the card you always want to have the first turn of the game. It's just where we want to put him. I think since we have Hulk and stuff, we don't want to put him on DC and we can just put him like far right. Now we can hit a rock off of Jubilee, which does make me sad, but maybe it's fine. I think Ant-Man is not an L there. Good. How about that? We float 2 mana this turn, and they obviously can have like a Killmonger or something in the future. But the fact that we get to go like Lockjaw into Jubilee here is really good. They do have the like a way to buff this, which is bad for us, obviously a little bit, but I think it's very manageable still. We could go Scorched Earth and say that left is too hard to win, but I think it's fine. I mean, there's so many good hits off of Jubilee and Infinaut still. Like, or Jubilee and Lockjaw still, like where they don't have, like we don't have an Infinaut in our hand, a Hulk, or a Chavez. And we drew the Rock, which is kind of what I was most afraid of. I already snapped, okay. Because now we're getting 2 cards from our deck on the left lane, and like a Hulk is 15 power, and Infinaut is, you know, 20, and then a Chavez is 9. And then we can go like Blue Marvel, something else on the last turn. Feels pretty good. Hulk is obviously disgusting here. The Hulk and Chavez, sure. And then I can just pass and play an Infinaut. Wait, that's got to be the play. That's totally the play, actually. That's like actually probably the best card we could have drawn. I mean, now like left is unwinnable for them, even if they have like Blue Marvel, Ant-Man, right? Because it's Ant-Man's base power is 3, becomes 6. So they had 6, there's 14. Blue Marvel is +3, +7. So yeah, that's not a winnable square for them anymore. And they just have a Nightcrawler, so I'm not even that worried about it. And so then we Infinaut the middle. Is there any card in their deck that beats me in the middle? I guess if they're gonna... Is this bait? Where we play Infinaut is pretty important. So they go +2, and then they need 10. So Chavez doesn't even do it. I think it's just Infinaut middle, and it's fine. Yeah, okay. They retreat.
Hi, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Currently, I'm making a Marvel Snap video every day. So if you enjoy Marvel Snap videos, if you enjoy my content, you know, consider dropping a like and maybe subscribing. It helps me and help support our cat Gunther. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.